Hey there, future Canadians. Welcome back to our channel. If you're dreaming about making Canada your new home through the Express Entry system, you're in the right place. I'm Sheyi, and today we've got something very special for you. Deep into the Express Entry draws of 2023 and what they can tell us about the exciting future of Express Entry in 2024. But before we jump into that, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest Canada immigration updates. Now let's get started. Express Entry is the gateway to your Canadian dreams. In fact, it is the fastest way to become a Canadian permanent resident and eventually a citizen. But sadly, many people fail to utilize it, and I don't know why. I feel it's probably because they don't understand it. So I'm going to take a few minutes to explain what the Express Entry is. Express Entry is an electronic system used to manage the applications of skilled workers who wish to become permanent residents of Canada. Express Entry manages three programs: the Federal Skilled Workers Program or the FSWP, the Canadian Experience Class or the CEC, and the Federal Trades Worker Profile. Once you submit your profile, you will get a score to determine your place in the pool using the comprehensive ranking system. The system considers skills, work experience, language ability, education, and other factors like having a strong French language skill, having a sibling in Canada or a valid job offer, etc., that contributes to economic success for immigrants once in Canada. Canada holds a draw every couple of weeks, and if you score high enough, you receive an invitation to apply for permanent residence. Simple as ABC. I made a very detailed video about the Express Entry and I will link it in the description below. I will also leave it up at the end of the video, so please be sure to check it out. Now you might be wondering, what's the deal with last year's draws and how does it help our path or your path to Canada this year? What do you think about last year's draws anyway? Did you think the scores were too high? If you did, type too high. If you feel the scores were fair, type fair in the comment box. But if you have no idea, just type no idea. All right, let's dive into the numbers. A new era of Express Entry started in 2023, one where it's even more difficult to predict when draws are going to happen. Express Entry draw dates and details have always been decided by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada or the IRCC. But in past years, it was more or less predictable that a draw or two would happen every 2 weeks. Now, it seems Canada holds draws in batches ever since the summer when Canada introduced category-based draws. Canada held the first category-based draws ever on June 28, targeting Express Entry candidates with eligible work experience in healthcare, instead of selecting candidates solely based on their comprehensive ranking system scores or CRS like they used to do before, or picking them based on the program they were eligible for. Canada established a new system where candidates would need to meet a certain CRS score and other category-based criteria. To sum up, there are now three different types of rounds of invitations that the RCC might complete for Express Entry. One is the general rounds. Two is program-specific rounds, which invites top-ranking candidates from specific Express Entry programs, that is the Provincial Nominee Program or the Federal Skilled Worker Program. And three, category-based rounds. Although Canada can change Express Entry categories, the RCC's categories for 2023 included French language proficiency, healthcare occupations, science, technology, engineering and math, that is STEM occupations, trade occupations, transport occupations, agriculture and agri-food occupations. Let me give you some quick facts about the Express Entry draws in 2023. There were 42 draws in 2023. Average draw size overall was 2,625. Average CRS score was 505. In the first half of the year, before the first category-based draw, we saw largely all program draws, indicating that anyone in the pool who met the CRS score would receive an invitation. Of the 15 draws between January 1st, 2023 and the first category-based draw on January 28th, 10 draws were all program, 4 draws were for the Provincial Nominee Program, One draw was for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. I know I'm showing a lot of numbers at you, but if you're gaining any values, like the video, subscribe as well. After the first category-based draw on June 28, 9 draws were general, also known as all program draws. There were 17 category-based draws, including 6 for French speakers, 3 for healthcare, 2 for STEM occupations, 2 for tradespeople, 2 for transport occupations, and 2 for agriculture and agri-food occupations. There was also 1 draw for provincial nominees. There was a clear trend towards category-based draws in the second half of the year. Here's what we saw. In the last half of 2023, we saw 6 French category draws, higher than any other category. 8,700 ITAs were issued in these 6 category-based draws. This approach aligns with the federal government's commitment to increasing the number of French speakers outside of Quebec. And we do expect this trend to continue through 2024. In fact, immigration levels for French speakers have increased this year, while the overall quota has not substantially changed. The practical impact of this is that the express entry allocation for non-French speakers will likely decrease. There were 3 category-based draws for eligible healthcare workers in the second half of 2023. The RCC issued 5,600 ITAs in these 3 category-based rounds. Given the extremely high demand for health workers, we expect that the federal government will continue to invite healthcare workers at a greater rate throughout 2024. For context, there were 90,000 unfilled positions in the healthcare sector in Canada in Q2 of 2023. To fill up these positions, Employment and Social Development Canada has funded its Foreign Credentials Recognition Program. The goal is to invest in projects to support internationally educated healthcare workers to pursue opportunities in Canada's healthcare sector. The program has introduced funding for a host of programs to develop bridging programs, provide work experience, facilitate labor mobility, and reduce barriers, among other things, for foreign-trained workers. If you're a foreign-trained healthcare worker outside of Canada, you should be very excited about this news. The express entry system is evolving, and I just showed you the data to prove that. But what does that mean for you in 2024? That's the million-dollar question, right? And we're going to unravel the secrets. Here's what we expect in the express entry in 2024 and how we can help you in your immigration journey. One final trend we expect to continue through at least Q1 of 2024 is higher CRS scores for general draws. The most recent general or all program draw with a score of under 500 was before the first ever category-based draw in June of 2023. Since that time, the general all program draw CRS scores has ranged between 496 to 561. The 3 most recent general draws have invited candidates with scores of 561, 542, and 546. So these are clearly trending higher over the past weeks and months. On the contrary, the scores in the category-based draws have been consistently lower than the general draws. Here are the most recent CRS requirements for the 6 categories currently focused on by the RCC. Agriculture and agri-food occupations, 386. Transport occupations, 435. Trade occupations, 425. STEM occupations, 481. French proficiency, 470. Healthcare, 431. Obviously, it is clear that these scores are much lower than the general all program scores. And like I said before, you now know why that is happening and why it is likely to continue. Like I promised, I want to give you tips for succeeding in your immigration journey using the express entry in 2024. The category-based draw trends should offer good news for hopeful immigrants with the skills and experience to fill Canada's job shortages and immigration priorities. Anyone looking to receive an invitation for those categories should still work to optimize or improve their CRS scores to maximize your odds. So generally, what this means is that if you're in the healthcare, agri, STEM, or construction occupation, like I mentioned before, you should be making an effort to increase your CRS scores, get into the pool, and expect to be invited sometime soon. But what about those looking to receive an invitation through the general or program-specific rounds? You should learn everything you can about the comprehensive ranking system for express entry, since you may have the opportunity to improve your CRS score for express entry. I did a very detailed video about the express entry, like I said before, and I urge you to go watch it. I'm going to leave it up here. The video is right here. So I know this is a lot of numbers, but this is exciting stuff, right? So far, I've told you what the express entry is, what the draws were in 2023, and what we expect to see in 2024. I've also told you what to do if you belong to any of those occupations that have been receiving specific draws in 2023 that is likely to continue in 2024. If you're expecting to be called in the general all program draws, then try and make sure that you improve your CRS scores as soon as possible so you can have the best chance of being invited. All right, future Canadians, that's a wrap for today's video. So if you didn't understand how simple and easy using the express entry was before, now you have a good understanding of what it is and the kind of opportunities it offers you in 2024. So be sure to check out that video and also to find yourself in the express entry profile as soon as possible. If you know that you found this useful and you're going to be making sure that you create an express entry profile as soon as possible, make sure to leave a thumbs up in the comments below. All right, future Canadians, that's a wrap for today's video. If you found this information valuable, give us a thumbs up, share it with your fellow aspiring Canadians, and leave your comments down below with your thoughts and questions. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We've got a lot more Canadian goodness coming your way. Until next time, keep dreaming, stay positive, and let's make Canada your new home together.